the sum of the angles in a convex polygon is n minus 2 times 180. Well, how about the sum of the exterior angles, the outside angles? So here we have a quadrilateral. We know that the sum of the inside angles is 360. Now what I'd like to do is measure this exterior angle. So I'm going to mark this angle. I'm going to mark this angle. Let's get another line in here. I'm going to mark this angle and this exterior angle. Then, let's get our calculator out. And what I want to do is measure this. I guess let's measure them first. So the measure of ABC is 115. We have 69 or 63. We have 106. And we have 74. Now what I want to do is I want to add those four angles together. So plus this angle, plus the third angle, plus the fourth angle. And I get 360. Well, let's see what happens if we have a hexagon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. Again, let's extend some sides so we get some exterior angles marked. And we're good there. So let's mark this exterior angle, this exterior angle, exterior angle, exterior angle, whoops, exterior angle, whoops, that was an interior angle, my fault, let's delete that. Let's mark an exterior angle and this exterior angle. Now let me redraw the hexagon in a different color for you. So here we're just switching the color of the hexagon so it stands out a little better. Now, let's measure each of the exterior angles. So we got to measure. See if we can do them all at once. Save us a little time. Whoops. Measure this angle, this angle, this angle, angle 5, our fifth angle, and finally our last angle here. Take out a calculator add this angle plus this angle plus this angle, and we get 360. Well, what do we know? I know if I move this around, that 360 is going to stay the same as long as that it's convex. Notice if I make it concave, then we have a change. But as long as it's convex, the sum of the exterior angles is 360 degrees. The sum of the exterior angles is 360 degrees. So, we know that for any polygon, the sum of the measures of a set of exterior angles is 360 degrees. All right, let's take a look at this first example. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles. So we have a pentagon. So to find the sum of the angles, n minus 2 times 180, so 3 times 180, the sum of these angles has to be 540. Well, what do I know? Well, I know 97 and C are alternating interior angles, so C is 97 degrees. We know that this is a linear pair, D and 97. So if I do 180 minus 97, we know that letter D is 83 degrees. This is an isosceles triangle. So if I do 180 minus 26, I'm left with 154. The base angles have to be congruent, so each of these are 77. 77. A and B are a linear pair. So if I do 180 minus 77, A is 103 and B is 103. If I want to figure out letter E, I can do 540 minus 83, 97, and 103 two times. Letter E is 154 degrees. In this example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have a heptagon. 7 minus 2 is 5 times 180. So the sum of the angles has to be 900. Okay, so we've got a linear pair. This angle's 80. Since these angles are congruent, that means these angles are congruent. So we have an isosceles triangle. So this is 50. This is 50. Which means to complete the linear pair, 180 minus 50 is 130. And y would be 130. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the 900 degrees that I have for the sum, subtract this one, my fault, so we have another 140 degrees here. So minus 140. Divide that by 3, and each of these is 121 2/3. The next problem says one exterior angle of a regular polygon measures 10 degrees. What's the measure of each interior angle? How many sides does the polygon have? Well, here's what I know. I know that if I do 360 degrees divided by the exterior angle, it'll tell me how many sides the figure has. So if I do 360 degrees divided by 10, this figure has 36 sides. What's the measure of each interior angle? Well, the exterior angle and the interior angle have to add up to 180 degrees. So 180 minus 10, the interior angle is 170 degrees. The sum of the measures of the interior angles of a regular polygon is 2340. How many sides does it have? Well, we know the sum is 2340. I also know that n times n minus 2 has to equal, my fault, 180. 180 times n minus 2 is 2340. Divide both sides by 180. And we get n minus 2 is equal to 13. Add 2 to both sides, and n is 15. In this next problem, we want to figure out a and b. I can get a by doing 180 minus 116 due to their linear pair. So a is 64 degrees. I have this exterior angle, and I know that this exterior angle is 90 degrees. So I know that these 6 angles have to add up to 360. So if I do 360 minus 90 minus 64 minus 82, I'm left with 124. 124 divided by 3. These 3 angles are the same. This measure here is 41 1/3. So if I do 180 minus 41 1/3, I end up getting 138 2/3. In this example, we want to figure out a and b. Well, this is 60. It's an equilateral triangle. Since these 4 angles are the same, this would be 90. The sum of the angles of a pentagon is 540. 540 divided by 5. Each of these angles is 108. I know there's 360 degrees around any point, so if I do 360 minus 60 minus 90 minus 108, letter A has to be 102 degrees. This is 90. This is 108. So, if I do 360 minus 90 minus 108, I'm left with this vertex angle being 162. There's 18 degrees left over, so each of these angles would be 9 degrees. We need to figure out the measures of A, B, and C. Well, I know that this exterior angle and 82 have to add up to 180. So 180 minus 82 gives us 98. I know if I do 180 minus 134, I get 46. So now, if we do 360 minus 98 minus 46 minus 72, we have 144 degrees left for these three angles. X plus 2x plus 3x is 6x. And we know that we have 144 degrees left over. So if I do 144 divided by 6, each x is going to be 24. So we have 24, we have 48, and we have 72. 180 minus 72 is 108. So C is 108. 180 minus 48 is 132. So B is 132. And 180 minus 24 is 156. Next question asks, how many sides does a regular polygon have if each exterior angle measures 30 degrees? So if I do 360 divided by an exterior angle, 360 divided by 30 would be 12. This figure has 12 sides. How many sides does a polygon have if the sum of the measures is 3960? Well, if we do 180 times n minus 2 equals 3960, divide both sides by 180, so I get n minus 2 equals 3960 divided by 180, 22. If I add 2 to both sides, I get n equal to 24. The sum of the measures of the interior angles of a polygon equals the sum of the measures of the exterior angles. How many sides does it have? Well, it has to be 90 and 90. So 360 divided by 90 is 4 sides. Number 7. If the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a polygon is twice the sum of the exterior angles, how many sides does it have? So if the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a polygon is twice that of the exterior angles, how many sides does it have? Well, the sum of the outside is 360. If you double that, it's 720. Okay, so we know that the sum of the interior angles is 720. 720 happens to be a hexagon. You can solve that by guessing and checking. N minus 2 times 180. So if I do 6 sides, 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 times 180 is 720. So in this case, N would be 6 sides.